What?
It's a little too extra, girl.
And ooh, what's it say? I am on my period, but hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well, today I have kind of a different video. I just want to sit and talk with you guys about my story or my health journey with hyperthyroidism. It's new to me too. I'm learning so many things, so I just want to share a little bit. So I'm gonna break it into 3 different parts. The first part will be the symptoms I had, and then how I got diagnosed with it, and then last but not least, how I'm being treated. Yeah, I just want to share my story in case it can help anyone. Yeah, let's get started. Well, first, the symptoms. Well, some of the symptoms that I had were very subtle, so I didn't really notice any big differences at first. I would say it started in 2020 or late 2019. The first thing I did notice was I started to lose a lot of weight. So I didn't really have a scale at home, so I don't know exactly how much I weighed back then. I think I was about like 48, 49 kilos. That was like normal for me. And I thought I was just losing my college weight, if that makes sense. There was a point when I started to hear a lot of people say,
Oh, you lost a lot of weight. Are you losing weight? Are you on diet? Are you losing weight at that?
for me, I was like, wow, I've been hearing this a lot, but I am not at all trying to lose weight. But I just kept losing more and more weight. So I was a little concerned when I did weigh myself. I think the lowest I got to was 43 or 42 kilograms. I took a picture at that time and I did not look healthy. I looked sick. Some of the other side effects that my mom actually noticed when she would visit me is that I was yawning constantly. Even if I got 8 hours of sleep, even if I got enough sleep, I would still be yawning and yawning all the time. And I did realize as well that I was super tired so easily. At first, I thought I was just out of shape. So we would go running with some friends. I would not be able to keep up. And I would just think to myself, wow, I'm so out of shape. But now if I think about it, is I had no energy whatsoever. And just a little bit of exercise would make me so tired. So yeah, having no energy. Another thing I noticed was a lack of appetite. So I have the biggest sweet tooth and I love sweets. There was this one specific moment that I remember. We had donuts at home and I was like, ooh.
Ooh, I'm so excited to eat those donuts.
And I was about to eat it, but then I lost my appetite and I just was like, I just don't want to eat this. And I remember thinking, wow, that's so weird because that's just not me.
That's so not me.
Do not eat a delicious free donut. So I was like, wow, okay. Well, and so I just didn't eat the donut. And I remember there was another day I was super hungry and so ready to eat. And then we went to a restaurant to eat tonkatsu with my friend. I took a bite of the tonkatsu and after that, I was like, I felt so full and I had no appetite to eat this. And I remember thinking, how am I gonna eat all of this? I am already so done with this. So all of these different weird, not like me signs, because yeah, I'm a big foodie. I just love food and just not being able to eat as much as I used to. So my body was telling me things, giving me different signals, and they looked so subtle that I just overlooked them. It's like, oh, it's nothing. Oh, maybe I'm just tired, or maybe this and that, and giving reasons to the small signals that my body was sending my way, telling me that I was not okay. But those were all just symptoms that I brushed off. And then I came to Korea in July of 2020 and I just did a general checkup. During that time, I had my Apple Watch and I remember just watching TV and I was just chilling and I got this notification where my Apple Watch was telling me your heart rate is too high right now. Your heart is beating too fast and it seems like you're inactive, so you should double check, right? When I went to the doctor to do the general checkup, I made sure to mention that and all of these small symptoms. He wasn't sure what it was, but because it involved my heart, he was like, we have to check that ASAP. Yeah, he sent me to another big hospital where I went through different checkups. And this is where I want to transition into my diagnosis. So I thought it was a problem with my heart because I would feel my heart pounding so fast, or the beating was so strong that I could feel it, and sometimes it felt like it was gonna come out of me. I did this test where I put this device around me to measure my heart rate for 24 hours. And I also took some x-rays and stuff and went back, and it turned out to thankfully not be a problem with my heart, which I'm very grateful for that. And so the doctor sent me over to another part of the hospital. I was sent to the endocrinologist and we did more blood tests, and that's where we actually did the thyroid test, where I have it written here. Give me 1 second, okay? I need to read this. It was a nuclear medicine thyroid scan, which used a radioactive medication, and then I took an x-ray. I just took an x-ray right here of my thyroid after taking that shot, and after a week I went back and thankfully we found out that it was hyperthyroidism, and that's when I was diagnosed with it. And my doctor was actually really concerned because he said it was pretty high levels. I just want to read the correct definition, but it says hyperthyroidism is a condition describing the overproduction of the thyroid hormone from the thyroid gland. The increased heart rate, the loss of appetite, the weight loss, and not having energy. I also had some hair loss, and I also had difficulty falling asleep. And so, yeah, my thyroid gland is producing too much thyroid hormone, which increased my metabolism, which led to weight loss and led to an increase in heart rate and all of these things. And so thankfully we found out what was the problem. And so now we were just left with treatment, which is the next thing I want to talk about, which is also where I am right now. I'm not done with the treatment. I'm still in the process, but I just wanted to share a little bit about my process. First, my doctor was sharing that the way we were going to approach this was by taking medication. So he prescribed me some medicines to take, methimazole, which works by stopping the thyroid gland from making too much thyroid hormone. So it's not really healing it, but it's more like just blocking my thyroid from producing too much of the hormone. So basically, hyper is when I produce too much, and hypothyroidism is when you don't produce enough, right? So I went from hyper to hypo when I started taking the medication. Because it's not a process of healing it, I would have to constantly be getting checkups to make sure that the medication is working. And he said I would have to take for a minimum a year, which concerned me so much. Because growing up, I just never really was a person who took lots of medicine. Like even when I had a headache, I would take maybe half a Tylenol or not even. I was just concerned that it would be too strong for my body. And even after a year, it would not be 100% guaranteed that I would get better, but it was more of a 60% chance. So I would have to find out. And one of the side effects would be weight gain. And my doctor did tell me from the beginning, it's inevitable, it's gonna happen, and there's no way really to avoid it. This is more of a hormonal change, right? And I started by taking 2.5 pills after breakfast and after dinner, so 2 times a day. And thankfully, after a month of taking the pills, I went back and did the blood tests again. So my doctor decreased the dosage, and instead of 2 times a day, I just took it once in the morning, 3 pills in the morning after my breakfast. And then after 2 months, I went back recently and did some blood tests again, and thankfully things are getting better. And now I'm only taking a pill and a half in the morning. So, and I am feeling the differences in my body too. I feel like I have more energy. I feel like My heart is not racing when I exercise. So in the beginning, I was not allowed to exercise at all, but my doctor said slowly I can start exercising. So I've been doing that. Nothing too crazy because I don't want to go too crazy on my heart, you know. I'm still in the process, and I do see that my body is getting better, and I hope that it continues to do so, and being healthy is my priority. But I do have to mention, I think what I've been struggling with is a little change in scenario because my battery died. It's definitely frustrating seeing the changes and feeling the changes in my body. Not only mentally stressful, but physically uncomfortable because in 1 year I went from 48 kilos to 43 kilos. Now I'm like 52, so it's just getting used to all of that is just so stressful. So my body is changing, and I still have health as my priority, but I would be lying if I said it has not stressed me out in some way, you know. It has definitely been took a toll on me mentally. And ooh, give me a second. What was I gonna say? So my goal was never to be super skinny, and my goal is not to have the perfect body and things like that, right? That's not what I'm aiming for. Health is my priority, but the frustrating part is when you're putting the effort to become healthier, you're eating healthier, I'm exercising, and it seems like my body is reacting the other way. Even though in my head I know that it is getting healthier, it just feels so uncomfortable. When I started taking the medication, some of the body changes that I saw were not only weight gain, I would feel so bloated, I would feel so uncomfortable, and just every morning I woke up like so puffy. It seemed like I had eaten like ramyeon at 2 a.m. and woken up. It was like that puffy every single day, and I think those are all side effects of the medication. And now that I'm taking less of it, I definitely see a difference. It has been mentally tough, and I think I'm learning to accept this process that will look different on the outside and it will also feel different on the inside. But believing it's for a better cause, it's for something that will be worth it. Even though it has only been a couple of months, I've already seen so much change internally. So feeling stronger, or feeling like I'm not dying and having more energy, not feeling tired all the time. And yeah, I'm seeing those changes too. So those are some good things I've been noticing. And although it's a mental battle between seeing myself in the mirror and how I feel and my clothes not fitting anymore, and you know, not gonna lie, feeling insecure at times. Ooh, did you hear my voice shaking there? I'm thankful I have people I can share these things with, and they are willing to hear me out, be there, encourage me. So, what I am on my period, but
This is a little too extra, girl. Okay.
and aside from the physical changes and the mental stress, there's actually a lot of good things that are coming out of this too. Just the awareness of having to create healthy habits have been a really good thing that I'm getting out of this whole experience. Many people, and me included, we don't really worry about being healthy or building healthy habits until we actually get sick. It's a privilege to be healthy, right? And so yeah, just not taking that for granted. Sorry, there's like hair. Okay. Just not taking that for granted, being thankful and working on it while I can. In the long run, it's going to be really beneficial, really helpful for me and for my overall health. All in all, what I want to say is it's a struggle. It's been tough mentally and physically dealing with hyperthyroidism, but in no way Do I regret this? I am so thankful I was even able to find the cause of all of these symptoms, and that slowly but surely we're treating it, and I see the little changes, becoming a little healthier, and it's not and it's impacting me in a way that is not only short-term fix but a long-term change in my life. So I am very grateful for it. But I did want to just make this video to just explain a little bit about where I'm at, just open up a little bit about the struggles I'm going through, and you are not alone if you are going through this, and if you have hyper or hypo, because I know people in my life who have struggled with this before. And so just wanting to make people not feel alone and feel understood if you're going through this. Yeah, so fighting! Always, thank you so much for watching the videos. I appreciate every single view and every single like. Let's stay healthy and happy. Thank you for watching. Bye!